Even more than the well-established genres from which it draws inspiration, Americana music contains multitudes. Americana has been around in its fully most realized form for about 25 years. But its roots lie in various forms of music that flourished in the late 1960s and 70s. That's just part of the story of a genre that really isn't a genre, and that is as voracious, expansive, and of course hard to define as rock and roll and folk music. In Americana as it exists now, you'll hear folk performers who accompany themselves with only a guitar or a piano, soul singers who evoke the sounds of the great Memphis recording company Stax Records in the 1960s, rock and rollers who seek to combine the approaches of Hank Williams and Lou Reed, political artists who bring Bob Dylan and Phil Oakes to mind, and Beatle-esque power pop bands that pick up where another Memphis group of nonconformists who influenced Americana, Big Star, left off in 1975. In other words, there is no real stylistic handbook you can trot out for fans who want to travel the byways of Americana. Well, I've been doing photography for all through high school. I don't even remember what camera I was using. It's when I went back to Parsons in '87 at the behest of my friend's girlfriend at the time and now wife. She said, "Jeff, you love photography. Tom's taking a class at the new school. Why don't you do that?" And I did. I took this intro beginner class to introduce myself to everything. And then this gentleman, Mario Cabrera, came up to me and said, "Take my class." And his first assignment was he said, "Go and look at how Rembrandt painted light." And when I did that, it just changed my world immediately. And something clicked in with that. And through Cabrera's guidance that first semester and the assignments he gave us, it started to really, really seep in, and I found that passion inside of me to do this. I was in a relationship with a woman for 2 years, and towards the end of that relationship, she said to me, "Jeff, you hate your job, you hate your life. The only time you're happy is when you're with me." And she was absolutely right, because I wasn't really enjoying my corporate job. I was 33 years old. I wasn't really enjoying I was working in the corporate world in New York City. We had broken up, and I was on the 1 train going to my apartment, and I realized right then and there, I heard her voice say that in my head. And then I said, "It's time to grow up." I went home, pulled out a yellow legal pad and wrote at the top, "What do I want to be when I grow up?" Wrote 1,000,003 things in that list all night long. And then around 11 o'clock at night, it leapt off the page to me, photography, and I felt it in my soul. And that's when I knew right then and there, this is what I wanted to do with my life. So the foundation of this book, Americana Portrait Sessions, is the partnership that I have with Americana Music Association in Nashville, Tennessee. So I created this partnership, and what we have been doing at Americana Fest for the last 13 years is my portrait session. That became the impetus to put this book together. The Americana genre is significant on so many levels. It is diverse. It is all-inclusive. It's about singer-songwriters, it's about words and music. It has soul, it's deep. And what's the most important part of this is the diversity and the all-inclusivity of it. Meaning that it's all races, colors, creeds, sexual orientation throughout it for as long as I have been involved with it, for probably 16 years. And it goes back before that. I'm grateful and so grateful that the Stax Museum in Memphis, Tennessee is curating this exhibit and bringing my book to the world in another way. The importance of Stax, the legacy, the soul, the music, the people. Just to be a part of something in this magnificent cathedral of music and history I'm humbled by it. What they captured here and did here never happened before, and they created a whole new aspect or genre of music.